When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine.
Here we are again. We're back. Brewing again. It's been a couple weeks. Today I'm doing something that I don't really like as a style. This is one of those styles that can be too sweet for me. Generally speaking, why that is because people add lactose to it, and sometimes vanilla, or the other way around. Maybe usually vanilla, sometimes lactose. But that sweetness with the vanilla, even with like mangoes in it, I've heard people adding fruit to it also. It can get too much. But that's not to say I can make it the way I want it. So I don't know if I'm going to add lactose. I may do it. If I do it, it'll be a little bit, and it'll be right before bottling or kegging. And in the past, I've done 4% for the grist. So we'll see. I might do like 2% or 1% taste it, and then stop when I think it's at the right level. I may or may not add vanilla too. If I do, it's going to be just a dash. I probably won't add fruit though. I will rely on the hops to carry all of this through. The grains for this are similar to the hazy IPA. I'm doing about 20% flaked oats and churro. That's it. I am going to grind up the flaked oats. I usually don't do that, but I'm doing that because I've heard people actually adding flour to this beer style. I don't want to add flour, so I'm grinding them up maybe in some sort of similar situation, although it's not. Flaked oats does have a lot of beta-glucans. It's a soluble fiber, so the mash can get gummy. You might get a fuller body that way. Water profile, I'm also amping up the chloride level quite a bit, which can enhance mouthfeel and body too. It's supposed to be like a milkshake. So let's see, I want it thick. Taking a look at my water profile here. It says 81 is my sulfates, my chloride's 135. Calcium's 110. So pretty high there on the chloride. That's probably the highest I've ever done. That's probably about the max I would do. Maybe you can go to 150. I mean, I actually have heard people going to 200, but that's a little extreme, in my opinion. I'm actually a little higher too. I'm actually closer to 154 degrees Fahrenheit, 153, somewhere in that range. Add a little more body to it. And I'm also going to do a very short boil on this, 15 minutes, and then just do a 40-minute steep on the hops. And for about 50 IBUs. I'm going to steep a little lower too in temp, closer to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Less IBUs, more flavor and aroma. And I'm going to dry hop during fermentation all the way through it. Get some biotransformation going. The hops I'm using are Ricao, Experimental Lemonade, and Citra. I'll dry hop about an ounce per gallon. That's pretty common for these hazy or milkshakey IPAs. Gravity is about the same, about 1060. I think you can go a little on the lighter end, closer to 1040 if you want. 1050, but you still want to keep that body in there if you do it that way. London 3 yeast, which is the classic hazy, yeast strain. The lactose that is added, I've heard you're boosting up your final gravity probably closer to 1030. So it goes down to 1010, and then you're adding sugar back into it. That's unfermentable, so it boosts it up to probably 1030. So it's a lot of residual tasting sugars left in the beer. So I think that's why it's been too much for me in the past, or it's hard. I think for me the key is not adding vanilla. I can handle a little lactose, fruity lactose, sort of sweet, sort of milkshakey thing going on, but the vanilla sometimes kills it just so much. So if I do add vanilla, it'll be very, very minor. So let's do this.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tippy, tippy-tay, tippy-tippy, like a guitarandella. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's
10:53. Going for 10:58. Not the end of the world. I usually get about 72% efficiency these days. Closer to 66, 67% efficiency with that. It's alright, I'm roll with it. My IBUs went up a little bit, but that's okay. Went up by like 7 IBUs. So I'm gonna roll with it. We're good. We're good. Not a big deal. Making beer. That's all that matters. $10.64. Pretty solid. I did boil pretty hard, and I boiled for about 3 minutes longer, maybe 4 minutes, just to give a little more to that to make up for my lower starting gravity. So I was going for 1065, worked out in the end. This is the 1318, the London 3. I have exactly 15 milliliters. I usually like to go closer to 20, my pitching rates. But it's slightly under, but I think I'll be okay. If I see it lagging or it stalls out, I'll add more. This is supposed to be a sweeter beer anyway, so if it doesn't really get all the way down or stalls a little bit, I think it'll kind of be okay for style. So, alright. So, next up going to be dry hopping during fermentation. Then we'll get to the lactose additions, if I do one, and or the vanilla bean, if I do one. So let's go to the next step. Probably me adding dry hops during fermentation. It has been officially about a week and a half since I brewed this. I buckled. I am going to add lactose and some of a vanilla bean. If I'm going to make a milkshake IPA, I'm going to make a milkshake IPA. I might as well go all the way. So I'm just going to do it. If I hate it, it's just a gallon. It's all for fun anyway. Time to add the lactose, which is in this pot. What I did was calculate to do 10 ounces for my 1 gallon batch. Most recipes call for about 8 ounces, upwards of 1.5 pounds per 5 gallons of lactose. I then heated it up to a boil for about 10 minutes, and then I added 1/5 of a vanilla bean. 1 whole vanilla bean is fairly common. I've heard 2 is used sometimes for a 5 gallon. Then I cool it down, and here I am. Alright, so it's cooled. It sort of looks a little like Gatorade now. The green color Gatorade. Maybe a little like something else too. I won't mention. So you could do this in a secondary as well. I did mine in a primary. I'm going to stir it in. I don't mind getting a little more yeast back into it. I don't care that much. It'll flocculate down anyway. Well, it might still create some haze, but the yeast in suspension should be okay. Should be gone. So I'm going to take a taste right now of it and see how it is. Alright, I think the lactose amount's fine. Let it sit for about 3 or 4 more days. Let the vanilla bean thing do its work. And bottle. That'll be a different video though. Stay tuned for that. In about another week and a half or so, maybe two weeks, I'll do a tasting on this. We'll get down to the bottom of it and see how it went. So exciting. So see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And get out there and just keep doing weird things. Just keep doing weird things. Keep brewing.